choose to be here with me, and I fucking love that shit. Today I'm gonna do a video. I don't know if I've seen it or whatever, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do large palettes that disappoint or are actually good. Okay, there's this kind of like misconception that large palettes are too much trouble. You can't find a good look because there's so many shades. And I'm going to show you some large palettes that are good in my eyes and good, not so good in my eyes. Okay, so let's start. I have a lot more good than not so good, so let's start with those. The first one I'm going to start with is the 39L. It is the Hit the Lights palette from Morphe. Now, I'm not a Morphe fan. I've made that pretty clear. And there's glitters in this palette, and I've made it pretty clear that I don't like glitters. However, the formulation of the shimmers and the metallics are quite good, and this line down here is beautiful. These are actually very beautiful. This row can act as highlighters, which was an excellent idea. This is more of an artistry palette for people that actually do makeup on other people. I love this palette. I think it's a really good idea. It's probably the best one that Morphe's done, and I really, really like it. So I think it's an excellent palette. So let's keep going with ones that I think are good. Now, I don't think this is worth the $30 tag, but the NYX Swear By It, I think this is an excellent, excellent palette. I actually sold it and then repurchased it. This is an excellent palette. I mean, just the variation of colors is just outstanding. I forgot to get whites. It's beautiful. Let's see. Let's do this red right here is so beautiful. So beautiful. Such a beautiful palette. I don't think it's worth the $30. What I think you should do is wait till NYX has a buy one, get one half off and a coupon, and that's when you should get it. I haven't gotten the new one, but this one is really good. And I think it's really user-friendly and beginner-friendly. So let's do one that's not worth the money as far as a big palette. Sample Beauty's Tectonic palette. Now, if you're a bright color lover like I am, this is not something you're going to be interested in. These colors are very muted. They're also very dry, like extremely dry. I don't know, like, that's pretty. It's pretty. And it swatches pretty good. And of course the greens are gonna be beautiful. Let me see. It's pretty, but it's just not what I expected. Then you have this whole area over here that's nothing but browns. Just not worth the money as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let's do another one that's worth the money. I really, really love this palette. This is one of my favorite palettes I own, especially as far as large palettes are concerned. This is the Venus XL. This is a gorgeous palette. I love this palette. I love this palette. Now, Lime Crime has some very different formulas to work with. It's very hard to work with, and their shadows tend to be a little dry as well. But they are beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. I mean, it's just a beautiful palette. But you have to learn how to work with it. And I know a lot of people don't have the patience to find the learning curve. Did you get that one? Yeah, right there. I just think it's a beautiful rosy pink tone. You know, a little bit of purple burgundy. I really like this palette. I think it's worth the money, and it does go on sale occasionally. Let's do another one that's worth the money. You guys are like, this bitch, she hates Morphe. The Morphe 39A. Okay. The only thing I really don't like about this palette is the excessive amount of transition shades. I think they could have done something totally different with that. However, this formula is 1,000 times better than the James Charles, than the 39S, which is a piece of shit, literally. But I still like that there's like a mustardy brown. If you can tell, I've used the crap out of this palette. I like the variation of blues, and then you have like this dirty kind of green right here. I love this. It was gorgeous. This orange. Let me see if I can get it over here. Can you see that? It's beautiful. So I really like this palette. I think it's an excellent palette. Look at that green. Let me see if I can do something. It's beautiful. I think this is an excellent palette for what you're paying for it. Let me clean off my arm. And I don't like all the transition shades, but if you're a working makeup artist, that's pretty essential. So I understand that. I am not a makeup artist. I am a makeup enthusiast. So I don't need 10,000 transition shades. And I think Morphe knew that their market wasn't really MUAs. It was MUEs. So I don't know why they put all those transition shades in there, in that palette. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get this stuff off me. Okay. Alright, let's do one that is not so good. Some people are going to be really mad about this one. This was the Game of Thrones. This is a piece of shit. It's extremely bulky, which never bothers me because I have plenty of storage. There's this, which I don't know what the fuck this is because I don't watch Game of Thrones. This. Okay, I'm not mad at it because of the quality. The quality is actually very good. It's just there's no color story, dude. There's 1, 2, 3 mattes in the whole fucking thing. And I am not the one to complain about mattes, but child, where are your mattes? Now that purple is really beautiful. This is really beautiful. It doesn't show up like it did the other day. The green. I mean, the shadows are really pretty, but this gold is outstanding. I mean, it's chunky, but it's, I mean, that's another thing is that the shadows are really chunky. This was a total waste of money. I got it on Mercari though, so that works out for me. I didn't pay full price for it. I've hardly ever paid full price for any of this stuff. Okay, let's go back over here. This blew my mind. I love this palette. This is me, myself, and Mama Mitchell. Talk about a large palette that's worth the time and worth the money. You've got your beautiful warm tone pinky shades over here. This shadow right here is ridiculous. It's so beautiful. It's called Michelle. It's beautiful. I hate the mirror in the middle. I think it's useless, but that's just me. And I think a lot of other people feel the same way. And then you have this side, which is the side I use the most. You can see I have a big dip right here. I love this palette. I think it's gorgeous. They did a fantastic job. Look at this shade, dude. Look at, you see that? I loved on that shade for real. This Michelle shade. I'm about to show you what life is about right here. Do you see that? Get out of here. And then let me show you the one that I was like in love with all week when I had this. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. This is what it looks like. And when I do that, when I laugh like that, it's like, it's not to be disrespectful. It's like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And it's like funny to me how beautiful it is. Okay, let's pick up another one. This is the Doll Sweet Treats. This is expensive as fuck. This is the Peaches and Pop-Tarts. First of all, you're paying for the packaging. Just so you know, it's like $60. But these shades are really, really, really beautiful. They have a black at the top. It's very bulky to store and awkward to store because it's a heart. But I think they're worth the money. The shades are beautiful. I wish that they had a couple of more shimmers because they only have 2. And so what it does is for people like me that are matte challenged, it forces us to work on finding mattes, you know, to make an all matte look. So I made an all matte look with this a couple of weeks ago and I really enjoyed it. Okay, this one will probably surprise you. This is the Sephora Pro Pigment palette. I actually had this and I had the one from Profusion and I was like, why do I have them both? I really like this palette. It's really, really beautiful. You have your, excuse me, let's do it this way. You have your neutral shades, you have your pinky shades, you have a couple of pops of purple in there. It's great for work, it's great for going out. It's a beautiful palette. I'm so glad that I have it. And I got rid of the Pro Pigment because it didn't make sense to have both of them, you know? Let's go back over here, one that is not worth it. Oh god, the Full Spectrum from UD. This was one of the first palettes I bought from UD, or bought period. And I lost it in a flood. And I saw it on Mercari for like, I'm not even shitting you, like $10, $12, something like that. It had not been used. And I guess they found out that it was a piece of shit, because it is. This is a terrible palette. And it was like 60 bucks. The pigmentation is just, it's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. They need to show up. But I think it's good for blending out shades, and it's good to collector's piece, so I keep it. But it's not worth the money I paid for it, or that it was valued at. This is a really great palette. I spoke about this earlier. The EYN Bright. Look at this palette. This is the perfect rainbow palette, which I'm going to get to rainbow palettes in a minute. It has your neutrals, it has your pinks, it has your oranges, then your yellows and greens, your greens and blues, and your blues and purples. What else the hell do you want? It has shimmers and mattes in each row. This is an amazing palette. Like, I can't tell you how much, oh my gosh, I love this palette. I use it very often, especially like this row right here. There's these greens. Knock my socks off. So beautiful. Let's see. Now these two. Oh, this is about to knock over the best bucket. Okay. Not a lot of people know about this brand. This is Her Mannerisms. Is it right? On the right way? Her Mannerisms. Okay. Which one's one? This is one. First of all, these are the heaviest palettes I own. They are heavy. They have a lot of weight. They're super heavy. This is the Lucid Dreams. I don't know if you know what a lucid dream is, but look it up. It's quite interesting. This is a beautifully arranged palette. It's huge. It's so big. It's beautifully arranged. Beautiful shadows. This one right here in particular is gorgeous. I like this one a lot. And it has a companion palette, number 2. And this one was not expensive. It was like $15 or something. I got it on sale. And this is Her Mannerisms 2. And this one is more deep, dark, sultry colors. I've used this one quite a bit as well. I really like those greens. The greens and the browns. Yeah. Each of these were like $15 or $10. Or, I don't know, I got them on a deep, deep sale. Okay, a couple more, let's do. This is a great one. The Haute Haute Heat Aloha Vibes. Is that what it is? Any of the... Yeah, Aloha Vibes. Any of these Haute Haute Heat palettes are outrageous. This is the best formula in the drugstore. Better than Maybelline, better than CoverGirl, better than Physicians Formula. This is it. Stop buying that other shit. This is it. It's beautiful. Trying to find somewhere to swatch. Let's see. Let's go right here. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, I made my point. Go get this. It's like $14.99. I'm done with that. Okay, let's do another one that's not so great. Your Story is Written in the Stars by Smashbox. Oh, Smashbox. Let's just be honest. Smashbox is lame. It's lame. It's lame. I got this on QVC. They're lame. They're late to the game with the whole planets thing. Nobody gives a shit about the planets. This is a boring palette. Boring. And it only has like 1, 2, 3, 4 shimmers, and the rest are matte, and they're not even like metallic shimmers, they're like satin shimmers. Oh my god, Smashbox, you need to do a whole rebranding. That's just my opinion, which is the only one that counts on this channel. Okay, the Venus XL 2. I love this palette. I think it's unique and beautiful. It's quite interesting. You can make all kinds of different looks. I like how some of it's divided in quads, if you really look at it. I think this is difficult for some people, but for me, I really love it. So, big fan of that. Then these are, I have 2 of these. These are the Spongeac. It's a French beauty brand. I did a Get Ready With Me, I think it was. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to keep this or not. And I had this in my collection for like 2 years and I had not even touched it. I did that Get Ready With Me and I'm so glad I did because this booger is amazing. I mean, I feel like a fool for having this in my collection and not using it. So it's beautiful, I love it. Same for its sister palette. First of all, this is basic bitch if I ever saw something in my life. Like, hi, let me get 1,000 browns. That's an olive brown. And then 1,000 bronze. Very, very basic. I don't like this palette. I wish I could figure out a way to make it work, but it's not worth my time. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to show you, I think it's even, what I have left to show you. This is $68. A lot of people don't want to spend that much on a palette like from Sephora, but I'm telling you, this palette from Sephora is outstanding. It is so beautiful. I just can't, I don't know what else to tell you. It's beautiful. The shades are outstanding. The pigmentation is outstanding. The blendability is outstanding. These right here are like toppers. They're really beautiful. Worth the 68 bucks, period. End of discussion. Now this one is from OPV, which is like the Juvia's Place of the UK. This is the Rainbow Splash palette. I think this is better than the Slush palette. I think it's 10 times better. Quality, variation of shades, matte to shimmer ratio, I think it's way better. That's just my personal opinion, which again is the only one that matters on this channel. This is beautiful. More because it has more shimmers in it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful palette. I also like it for the aesthetic, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so beautiful. It's like a big box of candy. Really pretty palette, worth the money. Okay, let's go back to one that's not worth the money. Now, I collect Tarte, Holiday, whatever the hell. And this is one that I collected. This one, which is a piece of shit. And then you have this. No, I don't want this at all. And I don't know why I bought it. Another one, we're going to do 2 more on each. Another one that's amazing, the Candylicious from Bombshell Cosmetica. Beautiful palette. Beautiful. I love this one right here. It's kind of pukey green. It's beautiful. It's really pretty. I think it's, I like the pina too, and the red, oh my gosh. And the red is not chalky either. It's really beautiful. Look at that. It's really beautiful. I like this palette a lot. Now, when you order from them, you better be prepared to wait, because it took me, I think it was 9 weeks to get my order. So just be ready for that shit. That's that. Okay, the last 2 from ones that I would not purchase are Morphe palettes. The first one is the 39S. This is a piece of shit. This is horrible. These are not normal Morphe shades. This one has a hole in it because I was trying to figure out how to use it, and I like swirled and swirled and swirled. These are awful. I would sell it, but it's so bad I wouldn't sell it. So that's that. And the next one that I don't think is worth the money, that's gonna be controversial, is this ugly ass. This is a bunch of bullshit. This is a horrible palette. The quality is ass. I don't like this palette. I don't like who it represents. I don't like what it represents. I think it's terrible. I honestly think the quality is awful. And the last one we have is from Blush Tribe, which is no longer in business. And this was limited edition. This is the Fall Fusion. And I have gone to town on this palette. Really love this. This is worth every damn dime. It's beautiful. Okay, guys, my battery is dying. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Anything that you're interested in, just leave a question. I'll try to answer it the best I can. I do work, and so sometimes I get sidetracked. If things are going wrong, if things are not going your way, if they're going sideways, just remember, it gets real, it gets different, it gets really fucking different. Hang on for the ride, guys. Take care. Love you. Bye.